What's up, space pirates? This is your captain, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and the hits just keep on coming for the AAA gaming industry as these companies embrace progressive sensibilities over entertainment. Yet another one of these companies just saw a massive hit to their stock price. This time, it was Square Enix, with a 10% drop-off in the wake of their earnings call.
Well, that's f***ing not good.
The long and short of it is that Square Enix's numbers are down year over year in several key metrics, and that is the sort of thing that freaks investors out. Basically, it turns out that censoring their own games and hiring a sensitivity DEI department to push woke political shit into their games hasn't won people over. It has not increased sales. In fact, it seems to have driven some people away. Call us old-fashioned, but for some reason, gamers prefer this version of the classic character Tifa, as an example, over this version, which makes it look like she's had a mastectomy.
I think women and semen don't mix.
We knew what you think.
The reduced revenue this year, despite the release of massive games like Final Fantasy XVI and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that reduction in revenue will remain an unsolved mystery for Square Enix as long as they remain beholden to the screeching HR ladies that inhabit their DEI department. As long as DEI-infected games like Forspoken remain on the menu, as long as Tifa's assets and things like that are being pillaged by the sewer monsters of the HR department, and as long as we see censorship like in the soon-to-be-released Dragon Quest III remake, as long as we keep seeing shit like that, there are a certain number of us who will refuse to give this company our money, and investors aren't really big on the whole IOU thing with their investments.
What is this? What is this? Where's all the money? That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to refer to it as these days. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. In any event, let's talk about this big-ass drop-off that we saw in Square's stock price. It was largely a result of some of the company's key metrics dropping from the previous year, which we can attribute to a shitload of gamers being completely turned off by the company's embrace of Western progressive shit. It's unfortunate that some of these Japanese companies are being convinced that this is the way to go, because it's costing them. This article here, written by Neon of Clownfish TV over on X, gives us a really quick summary of Square's big drop. He wrote, Square Enix's Q3 financial report showed a significant decline in several key metrics, highlighting the challenges the company is facing. Net sales for Q3 of 2024 were 257.6 billion yen, marking a 6.6 drop from the 275.8 billion yen reported in the same period the previous year. Operating income took an even bigger hit, dropping 17.5% from 50.1 billion yen in Q3 of 2023 to 41.3 billion yen in Q3 of 2024. The sharpest decline was in net income attributable to owners of the parent company, which plummeted from 49.26 billion yen in Q3 of 2023 to just 14 $13.91 billion this quarter, a steep drop that underscores the pressure Square Enix is under to deliver profitable games. So what that means, if you aren't familiar with the terminology, is that games that were developed directly by Square and not by one of the studios that works under their umbrella, those games were down about 70% in sales, which of course is a massive drop. And for further clarity, let's convert this number to US dollars. They went from roughly $318 million in sales in quarter 3 of 2023 down to about $97 million in 2024. The problem for these Japanese companies right now is the fact that they are getting onto the woke bandwagon at just the wrong time. It has been a bloodbath in entertainment for woke products this year, an absolute bloodbath. I can't think of a single hit that has come from that philosophy in the industry this year. Every game that has performed indisputably well has been something that defies the industry trends and just makes games to entertain people. Grums on X talked about Square's plummeting stock prices, writing, "Square just announced losing 27% of its revenue so far after founding their ethics department to censor things like Tifa's breast size. Japanese game companies are embracing DEI as they arrive late to the woke trend. It will ruin them. Square Enix, Capcom, and others have all started DEI initiatives. My sources tell me that a lot of the activist pressure comes from Japan-based localization teams, which are staffed by Westerners with agendas. Sony has already had a staggering loss with Concord, but hasn't quite figured out the reason yet. They think it was the gameplay. It wasn't. We loved Japanese games, manga, etc., precisely because it was different and far from woke. They need to understand this is where their value and competitive advantage comes from and turn back from this disastrous path that is ruining AAA gaming sales left and right this year. And that's pretty succinct. Japanese companies have been successful just being themselves. Western influence on Japanese companies is like a kindergartner drawing over top of a Van Gogh painting. It just won't improve the final product in any way. Some people might argue that, oh, the kindergartner only drew over that one tiny little corner on the bottom. You can still see most of the painting yet, but it doesn't matter, not to a lot of us. To many gamers out here, we have a zero tolerance for this woke shit in games because we know where it leads to. Look at the Western companies. They're making absolute turds like Concord and Dragon Age the Veilguard, completely detached from what the market actually wants. So, if Square is really interested in getting back on track, getting players like me to actually buy their stuff, because, to be clear, I used to be someone who would buy just about anything that this company put out, but I haven't touched Rebirth or Final Fantasy XVI. But if they want to earn back their whole player base, they need to rethink their views on pandering to the modern audience instead of their actual audience. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of yet another company falling prey to their own gullibility, listening to these woke Western idiots. Drop that mockery into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.